Karen sprayed something nasty on Emma's cake to ruin her big day. But Emma's courage and smile turned her mean trick into a victory of kindness. Before watching the story, comment below from where you watching, like and subscribe for more videos. Emma's 10th birthday was coming, and her parents, Sarah and Tom, wanted it to be magical. Emma, a bright girl who used a wheelchair, loved painting more than anything. They planned a party in their front lawn to make her feel like a star. The yard sparkled with rainbow balloons, twinkling fairy lights, and a huge canvas for Emma to paint with her friends. Her German shepherd, Max, wagged his tail, sensing her excitement. Next door, Karen, the HOA president, watched from her porch, her face tight. She liked her neighborhood perfect. Every lawn neat, every house quiet. Emma's wheelchair tracks on the sidewalk and Max's barks annoyed her for months. She'd mutter complaints saying Emma's mess ruined her flawless street. But what really stung was hearing neighbors gush about Emma's colorful paintings. Karen's prized rose garden, always her pride, felt ignored. Jealousy twisted inside her like a knot. Karen's resentment grew sharp. She wanted Emma's big day to flop. Alone in her kitchen, she hatched a cruel plan. She found a bitter spray, not deadly but bad enough to make people gag and feel sick. "I'll ruin that cake," she whispered, imagining Sarah's embarrassment when everyone blamed her for a rotten party. Karen smirked, thinking no one would suspect her. The party day arrived, warm and sunny. Emma rolled out, her smile brighter than the balloons. Kids ran around, giggling, dipping brushes into paint cans. The canvas bloomed with wild colors, Emma's swirls of blue and gold leading the way. Neighbors clapped, calling her a little artist. Karen, pretending to be friendly, strolled over with a fake smile. "Need help with the cake?" she asked, her voice too sweet. Sarah, busy, nodded, not noticing Karen's quick glance at the rainbow-layered cake. As the kids sang, "Happy Birthday," Emma's eyes shone. She cut the cake, her hands steady, and everyone cheered. Emma, in her wheelchair, glowed like a firefly, her smile the brightest thing under the sun. For once, she felt like the center of the world, her heart dancing with every cheer. Karen, the HOA queen, sauntered over, her smile as fake as plastic flowers. "Let me help with the cake," she cooed, her voice dripping with pretend kindness. Nobody blinked. Karen was just being neighborly, right? Sarah, juggling plates, gave a quick nod, too busy to notice Karen's eyes glint with something cold. The cake, a rainbow-layered beauty, sat like a crown on the table, ready for Emma's big moment. Emma rolled forward, her hands steady as she sliced the cake. The crowd erupted, clapping and whooping as colors spilled from the layers: pink, yellow, blue. Sarah handed out slices, the kids giggling as frosting stuck to their fingers. Emma took her first bite, savoring the sweetness. But then Max, her loyal German shepherd, who'd been napping by her side, sprang up like a thunderbolt. His bark was fierce, a deep growl aimed straight at Karen. His eyes burned, locked on her, and he wouldn't quit. Kids jumped back. Parents froze, plates wobbling in their hands. "Max, what's wrong?" Emma whispered, her voice small but curious. Max never acted wild. He was her shadow, calm and sharp, trained to sense danger. Sarah's face tightened. "Hold on, everyone," she said, her mom instincts kicking in. "No more cake." The kids groaned, but Sarah's eyes darted to Max, still snarling at Karen like she was a storm cloud. Karen laughed, too loud, her hands flapping. "That dog's out of control," she snapped. "He's scaring everyone, get him out." But Max's barks drowned her out, pulling every eye to her sweaty, twitching face. A neighbor, Mia, a nurse with a no-nonsense vibe, stepped close to the cake. She sniffed, her nose wrinkling. "This smells off," she said, low and serious. "Like some kind of chemical." Gasps rippled through the crowd. A mom yanked a plate from her kid's hand. Confusion buzzed like bees. "What's going on?" a dad muttered, clutching his toddler. Mia held up a hand, sniffing again. "This isn't right. Nobody eat it." Panic flickered, kids whined, parents whispered. Karen's voice cut through, sharp as glass. "You're all overreacting. It's just a bad batch, probably Sarah's fault." But her words wobbled and Max's growls pinned her like a spotlight. Emma, watching quietly, saw Karen's hand slip into her pocket, then pull back fast like she'd touched fire. Sarah crouched by Max, her face fierce. "He's trying to tell us something," she said. A kid pointed at the grass. "Look." A tiny bottle glinted, half hidden by a balloon string. Mia grabbed it, sniffed, and her eyes widened. "This matches the cake smell," she said. The crowd turned to Karen, whose fake smile cracked like thin ice. I don't know what that is," she stammered, but her voice was a squeak. Emma's dad, Tom, took charge. We're testing this cake. Now. He grabbed a slice and bolted to his car, heading for a friend who could check it fast. The party held its breath, eyes bouncing between Emma's trembling hands and Karen's red face. Max stood guard, his barks a promise. Nobody would hurt his girl today. The party went quiet, everyone's eyes on Max as he growled at Karen. Tom, his gut telling him something was wrong, slipped away with a piece of cake. I'm getting this checked, he muttered, heading to his friend, a chemist who could test it fast. The kids stood still, clutching half-eaten plates, while parents whispered nervously. Emma's heart ached, her perfect day felt broken. But she wasn't giving up. She thought back to earlier, picturing Karen hovering by the cake table, her hands sneaky, her smile fake. Emma's sharp eyes scanned the ground now. Max's bark seemed to point her somewhere. Then she saw it, a tiny spray bottle glinting in the grass near Karen's feet, dropped in the chaos. Using her wheelchair's grabber tool, Emma snatched it up. Mom? Dad? She called, holding it high. Sarah's face went pale as she took the bottle, its sharp smell hitting her nose. Karen's laugh was shaky. What's that? I've never seen it, she said, but her voice cracked. Max kept barking like he could smell her lies. Sarah held the bottle tight, her eyes narrowing. The crowd leaned in, sensing a secret unraveling. A neighbor, Mike, spoke up. Wait. Karen's always whining about Emma, her chair, her dog. She's been mean for months. Heads nodded, memories clicking into place. Tom rushed back, his face grim. The chemist said it's a chemical, bitter, makes you sick. Not deadly, but it'd ruin the party. Gasps rippled through the lawn. Sarah held up the bottle. This was Karen's, she said, her voice steady but fierce. Karen's eyes darted, her hands twisting. No. You're wrong, she cried, but nobody believed her now. Emma's cheeks were wet, but she rolled forward, her voice small but strong. I just wanted a happy birthday, she said, looking at Karen. Why do you hate me? The words hung heavy, like a spotlight on Karen's cruelty. Neighbors gasped, some wiping tears. Mike stepped closer. She's jealous, he said. Emma's joy bothers her. Karen's face burned red, her lies crumbling. The crowd turned on Karen, their voices loud, demanding truth. She shrank back, exposed, her mean heart laid bare. Emma wiped her eyes, Max nudging her hand. Her words had cracked the day open, letting light back in. The party could have ended in tears, but Emma's neighbors wouldn't let that happen. They huddled close, faces set, determined to fix her birthday. Someone called the bakery and soon a new cake, vanilla with pink swirls, arrived to cheers. Kids grabbed paintbrushes, adding squiggles and stars to Emma's mural, turning it into a bright explosion of joy. Emma's smile returned, her wheelchair gliding as she painted, her heart lifting with every laugh. The adults weren't done with Karen. They wanted her to pay, but not with shouts, something clever. Sarah and Tom typed up a complaint to the HOA board, detailing Karen's cruel trick with the chemical spray. Neighbors signed a petition, demanding Karen lose her president's title. They weren't stopping there. Emma, her hands still speckled with paint, had a spark of an idea. She took a big board and wrote "Kindness Wins" in bold red letters. Friends added hearts and clouds, and soon it stood tall on the lawn. A kid snapped a photo, posting it online with the story of Emma's courage. It spread like wildfire, people shared it, praising Emma, cursing Karen. Her name turned to mud, her cruelty trending for all to see. The HOA board met fast. Karen stood before them, mumbling a sorry that nobody bought. The board voted. Karen was out, banned from ever holding HOA office again. They hit her with a $1,000 fine for endangering the community, a sting she couldn't dodge. Neighbors stopped waving at her, their cold looks sharper than words. Karen couldn't take it. A month later, a moving van rolled up and she was gone, chased away by her own shame. At the party, the new cake sparkled under fairy lights. Everyone sang and Emma blew out her candles, grinning wide. Max, her hero dog, got a special treat. A dog-safe biscuit shaped like a bone. Emma leaned close, whispering, "You're my best friend." His tail thumped hard. As stars blinked above, Emma painted, neighbors all around, their voices warm. Her mural stayed, nailed to the community fence, a forever reminder that love beats hate. Emma's brush danced, her spirit unstoppable, with Max snoozing by her side.